Hi guys, and welcome to the second season of Thunderstorms called Downpour. If you have not listened to the first season of Thunderstorms, I highly suggest you go listen to that now, as the rest of the story will probably not make sense, but that is completely up to you. As always, this series is written by Stacey Holt. The voices in this series are not only me, but my friends as well. This is a collaborative series. You can find links to their social media and their YouTube channels in the description box below. If you'd like to support this series, please like, subscribe, and comment. Adrien and Cat Noir will be voiced by Shane. I will be voicing Marinette, Adrien's aunt Amalie, and the narrator. Maddie is going to be voicing Tiki and Rose. Keaton is going to be voicing Luca. Freeze is going to be voicing Mark and Waze. Supri is going to be voicing a reporter as well as a beach jock in the future script. Scott is going to be voicing Kim. Ashton will be voicing Alia, Plag, Kagami, Natalie, and Julika. Brad will be voicing Tom. Calvin will be voicing Nino and Hawkmoth. Nick will be voicing Felix and another reporter. Nathaniel will be voiced by Dylan. Ivan will be voiced by Christian. Chloe and Adrien's mother, Emily, will be voiced by Anna. And Master Fu will be voiced by Steve. Lila, Lynn, Alex, and Max are still undecided. If you think you would make a good voice actor and have Discord with a good recording device and good quality mic, please shoot me a friend request on Discord and we'll see. Artwork was provided and approved by Sisaat on Tumblr. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I will provide links to their artwork below, as well as my social media. If you would like to support this series, please like, subscribe, and comment. Now, Chapter 1, An Eventful Night. Marinette smiled as she read the text, feeling her cheeks burn as she closed her eyes. She smiled and flailed her legs on her bed in excitement, but flung herself out of her bed. She ran down her steps and ran into the bathroom, putting deodorant on and brushing her teeth before he got there.
Marinette, what are you doing?
Tiki asked, confused. Nothing, just getting ready for bed like I always do, Marinette said, spitting her toothpaste out.
Marinette, you never brush your teeth before bed. You always forget because you stay up so late working on your sewing machine.
Tiki smirked. Okay. It's because he's coming over soon, Marinette squealed. Before they could talk anymore, they heard the squeak of the skylight open and saw Cat Noir stick his head inside with a smile.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, ladies.
He grinned. Not at all. Come on in, Marinette laughed, seeing him jump in, avoiding her bed so he wouldn't get it dirty. He jumped down to where Marinette was and saw she was still in her evening outfit. He hadn't given her enough time to shower or change or anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have come so soon. I can go and come back later,
he said, rubbing the back of his neck. No, it's all right. I know Papa wouldn't mind a rematch downstairs while you wait, Marinette said, kissing his cheek as she walked inside the bathroom. Before she closed the door, she laughed as she saw his cheeks turn pink. The night was calm. Well, besides the yelling they were doing while playing video games. Though Marinette beat all of them when she got out of the shower. Tom and Cat Noir even tried to double team Marinette and still lost. That's what you get for messing with the best, Marinette laughed, soaking in the rays of her win. All right, Tom, we need to get ready for bed. Cat Noir, you need to leave in an hour, all right? Sabine said.
All right, ma'am.
He smiled. Tom put his hand on Cat Noir's shoulder and nodded, letting him know he trusted him. That was a lot for Cat Noir. Though Marinette's parents didn't know they were dating, she didn't really want to tell them. It would seem a little weird for Cat Noir to come over if she were dating Adrien.
Why didn't you tell them you won the fashion show?
He asked. I'll tell them over breakfast, she yawned, heading up toward her bedroom.
I'll walk you to your bed, but I should probably get going since you're getting tired.
He laughed. Me? Tired? Pfft, no way. I never get tired, Marinette joked, closing the latch behind him as he walked inside her bedroom.
Fine. Like I said earlier, we'll watch our last episode of our show and then I'll head home. You don't want to be sleepy. We have a dinner date tomorrow,
he said, jumping up to her bed. Dinner date? She asked, climbing up the ladder to meet him, grabbing her laptop along the way.
Don't tell me you already forgot.
he said with a shocked face. No? She lied, sitting down next to him, putting the laptop in front of them.
It's alright. You were probably too nervous to remember. The fashion show prize is that you get to eat dinner with Mr. Agrest, my father.
He said. Wait, what? She screamed, turning her head away from the laptop and looking at him. He looked at her a little stunned.
Yeah, I know he's a little cold and intimidating, but I'll be there for you. You should be fine.
He said. Okay. I don't know. Is there a second prize? Marinette said nervously.
Come on, Marinette. You're Paris' superhero. You've got this.
He smiled, wrapping his arm around her shoulder to comfort her. He could tell she was nervous, and he could understand why. She wanted to be a fashion designer. It was going to be alright though, because she was Ladybug, and he was Cat Noir. Together, they could do anything. After a little while, Marinette relaxed, and rested her head against him, letting it lay under his chin, feeling his head rest on hers. How she would think back to those nights that he would come over during those thunderstorms and confide in her. Memories would replay over and over in her mind like a movie projector. And she soon found herself not paying attention to the show at all. She blinked and looked up at him. His eyes were closed. They were basically almost laying down, but she didn't want to wake him up. She glanced over to Tiki and nodded, letting her know to click the lights off, so that way it would be easier for her to not wake him. She moved her head and gently laid him on his back, making sure he didn't wake up. She sat there a second in the darkness, trying to remain still, listening and waiting to see if he would make a sound. Nothing. She breathed out. Good. She wanted him to stay. She wanted him to stay the night with her like he used to. She snuggled herself up under the blankets again, facing him, but couldn't see him. She could only see a dark outline of a body in front of her, but knowing he was there was good enough for her. She nudged closer and felt his body heat against hers and felt him move, making her jolt in fear of waking him. She stiffened. His eyes opened in a smirk.
If you wanted me to stay, all you had to do was ask.
She could hear the devilish smirk he was making in his voice. Ugh, shut up, she said, putting her hands over his eyes. Also, the night vision isn't fair.
Fine then,
she heard him say.
Plague claws.
Now placing her hands over his mouth instead of his eyes. No, not that either. You have to stay transformed. What if my parents come up here? You can't exactly leave as Adrian, Marinette sighed, pulling her hands away in general.
Sure it's not because my civilian self makes you nervous?
He teased. Ugh, Cat, she groaned. Before you're homeless.
Alright, I'll stop teasing you.
He laughed. Marinette smiled and looked at Cat Noir, making him blush as he nosed her staring. As they were staring at one another in the darkness, it made the silence more magnified. Cat Noir reached out and felt Marinette's fingertips. He felt them intertwine, and a smile grew on both of their faces. She looked up at him, his piercing green eyes almost illuminating in the dark. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you look rather creepy right now, Marinette laughed.
Huh? What do you mean?
He said, almost offended. Your eyes are glowing or something. It's cool, but creepy, Marinette laughed, taking a picture with her phone to show him. He took the phone from her, and his eyes widened with surprise.
I didn't know they did that. That's kind of cool,
he said with a smile growing. All right, give me back that paw, mister, she said laughing, referring to his hand that he took from her to hold her phone. He blushed and took hold of her hand and leaned closer to her. He could feel her hair against his face and feel her breath on his. Was that mint?
Spearmint?
He said. What? She said.
You smell like mint?
He sniffed again. You dumb cat! She blushed, internally screaming.
Wait, you brushed your teeth tonight because you were hoping to kiss me, huh?
He wiggled his eyebrows, not knowing if she could see or not. Oh, shut up! He could see her roll her eyes. Yep, that was Ladybug all right. But she was his. She was his girlfriend.
Well, I'm all yours. I'm your boyfriend after all.
He smirked, referring to the name that caused her so much emotional trauma at the restaurant earlier that night. He could see her eyes widen and her face turn bright red at the name. It was almost like she turned into a cherry, or had her Ladybug mask on. Before he knew it, she had her hands on his cheeks and her lips pressed against his. Thank you so much for watching. The next chapter will be out soon. If you haven't already, you can check out my other series, such as The Butterfly That Brought Us Together, A Monstrous Night, or Melting. I'll leave everybody's links in the description box below, and I highly encourage you to go look at them. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!